Information is the way your sense receptors and nervous system take in information and turn it into the chemicals and electrical impulses that zoom with the information through your body and your brain.
The absolute threshold of a stimulus is the smallest amount of a stimulus that you can detect. In other words, if you can just barely see a light so that if it was any dimmer you couldn't see it at all, you'd be at the absolute threshold of the stimulus, which is light.
The difference threshold is the smallest difference a person can detect between two stimuli. So, if you can just barely tell the difference between two musical notes, then you may be at the difference threshold for those notes. The difference threshold is also called the just noticeable difference, or JND.
Information that comes in through the senses zaps through the neurons to the brain, which interprets the information. Here's how information comes in through your eyes and your ears.
You ever wonder how your eyes work? Let's take a look.
Light enters your eye through the pupil. The iris determines how much light gets in. The lens focuses images onto the retina by changing its shape. This process is called accommodation. The retina has receptors called rods and cones. Rods detect black, white, and gray. Cones detect fine detail, and they can pick up color when there is ample light.
The optic nerve carries neural impulses to the brain. Where the optic nerve leaves the eye, you have a blind spot, because there are no receptor cells there to pick up images. But you don't notice the blind spot, because your brain puts together the images you do see, and it fills in the blank for you.
Your eye also has feature detectors, which are nerve cells that pick up specific features like movement, shape, and depth.
You take in a lot of information through your sense of hearing, so you have to learn about how eye work too. So get ready because here it comes.
Your outer ear funnels sound waves to your eardrum, which vibrates from the sound waves. The middle ear, which includes the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup, amplifies and transmits the vibrations to the inner ear or cochlea, which is filled with fluid.
The pressure change in the fluid that results from all this vibrating causes your basilar membrane to ripple and hair cells to bend. The hair movement triggers neurons, which send impulses to your brain. Your brain interprets these nerve impulses, and you're rockin', man.